What's up, wrestling fans? Guys, I'm not sure what the lead story here would be. There's been a lot of stories over the last couple days, and a lot of times I would normally just, pump out a video maybe every couple hours every time I see this type of news. But it's been so busy with the holiday stuff, that it hasn't been happening. But what I will say is, we talked about Vince McMahon maybe buying the NFL, buying the XFL back, or not buying the XFL back, but starting the XFL again, getting trademarks and things like that. What's weird is all this news broke about him looking into getting the trademarks. But now that he's actually done it, that's where people are freaking out, selling $100 million worth of stock in order to acquire the name. Now, somebody said that he did this as a move to just get publicity, but I don't get that. Why would you sell $100 million of stock if you just wanted publicity? Because now you don't have the stock anymore, and sure, you own the trademark to the XFL, but what would you then do with it? It's worthless to anybody unless you're going to actually run the company or start it. This could literally be, Vince McMahon would never want to just step away, I feel, from WWE, and just hand it over to, Triple H and everybody else. But this really feels like it. I can't imagine at this time and this stage of Vince McMahon's career that he's going to try to run both WWE and the XFL. I really can't believe that. I gotta believe that either Vince McMahon himself is going to put full attention on the XFL and have some other people in place at WWE, and then he might be there for a board meeting or so, or some meetings here or there on the phone. Or that he would have somebody else running the XFL while he stays with the WWE doing what he does. But I just can't believe he could possibly juggle the two as he was doing with the XFL the first time. Now, we've all said in the previous video that I made about this that this would be the best time ever for the XFL to exist versus the NFL. I never conceived it, never thought of it, never could imagine it, but if you look at it, it does make sense. The XFL, back when Vince did it, the NFL was way too strong, way too powerful, way too popular at that time. And they were trying to go head-to-head with it. And even then, they were challenging, it's not the hard smash-mouth football we all remember. And that was and that's laughable now, because after about 16, 17 years now, it's way worse than it was compared to then. It's way more toned down with the concussions and everything. And that's the other thing that gets me. Why in the world would they want to get involved in something like the XFL again with the concussion protocols and all those things? I mean, are they going to have similar rules to the NFL and not be that smash-mouth football that they were? I don't get it. There's other people saying that none of this is happening and it's all just some kind of big elaborate something or other. I thought it was more likely that Vince created an MMA company to have actual martial arts or cage fighting go down on the WWE network. Then, of course, there's all these rumors about WWE being bought by Disney. Now, those have been going on for months. The rumors about Disney have been going on for months, and every single time Disney acquires something or is in the news, seemingly a wrestling website or news source will pop up and want to talk about it. So I don't think Disney's going to buy WWE. It does make sense, though, for sure. That's a company that could, but I just can't believe that Vince would give the company away when his kids have such interest in it. And, Stephanie does, Triple H does. I would assume that now Shane is back in the picture, although he holds sort of less clout now because of his departure previously, which may have also been because of him realizing that where things were swinging in Stephanie's favor and his issues with Triple H. So I don't know. But let's move on from that. That's everything out there on the table. A lot of this was mentioned in my previous video about this, but now that Vince is actually selling stocks, it's sort of clarifying some things for us. Mauro Ranallo's mother was rushed to the hospital, so we wished them the best. I mean, Mauro has been through some, issues on Twitter recently, even mentioning he's just clearly going through issues, and I don't know if that's related to his mother or if it's related to just his own mental health that he has issues with. I'm pretty concerned about, Mauro Ranallo. I can definitely relate to Mauro Ranallo. I've had these issues as well, but I don't like to talk about it because I think it's bullshit and I hate being a baby. But sometimes, man, you just get in a funk. And I think Mauro gets in a funk a lot, too. And I'm sure he's the type of guy that really cares about his mother, so this has to be sort of devastating to him. So that's tough news for him. there was an update on Jeff Jarrett's rehab. I didn't want to talk about that. Dean Ambrose injury, we know he's out. We talked about that in a previous video. Dean Ambrose being out and being someone saying it could be career-threatening. It is definitely an injury that could, sort of linger, and if not operated on correctly, if it is the Tommy John, we know with pitchers and with other people like that it can strain for a long time. You can really sort of have that injury lingering over your head if it's not operated on correctly, properly, and at the right timing. It seems like timing's a big key with that injury a lot too, which is, I think they're getting to it in time, but I'm not sure how long he has had it. But tonight we're going to be live from Monetize This, guys. That's also what I wanted to mention. Of course, we'll be back for the first time in a long time, back here on the Joe Cronin Show with Monetize This. We were doing it from Corrupted Podcast, and you guys were crazy. We had insane numbers for that. Pretty much everybody that watched it before came over to watch it over there. But it will be back tonight on the Joe Cronin Show. Monetize This. It will be our Christmas miracle episode tonight. And I'll explain the structure of the point system and how somebody will face Ken for the championship. Also, Ken will receive the championship by next week. So next Monetize This, Ken will be debuting his championship, and he'll be having a sort of a championship celebration next week on Monetize This. Jinder Mahal confirms that he's been working injured. That's something that came out. We sort of knew about that, but we didn't know how bad it was. But it makes sense. But the guy's still performing, as much as he could maybe perform. There's really nothing else that I really wanted to speak about. Ronda Rousey in the Rumble is very obvious. It seems like they're setting that up. And that's pretty much it. There's probably going to be some more news that I'll pop out here before tonight, before Monetize This. But also want to let you guys know that I'll be talking about the pyramid, possibly the pyramid that is being talked about on Mars. It's a three-sided pyramid, but some say it was just a rock formation. It's a mountain, but it does look like a pyramid. I'm not saying that it is one, though, but I'm saying that it looks like one. And I'll speak about that on youtube.com/corruptedpodcast, over on the Corrupted Podcast channel. Plus, if you didn't hear my prank, listen, these scammers called me the other day. These friggin' scammers called me, and I just decided to start recording them. And I just acted all weird on the call and told them I was naked and stuff. And if you want to hear those two calls, they called me. They're up on Corrupted Podcast YouTube channel, Corrupted Entertainment. The YouTube channel will be getting a rename. It will be being called. We'll be calling Corrupted. It will be Corrupted Entertainment, and that is where all that crazy shit's gonna go. Except for Monetize This, that will stay right here. So 2 channels you need to sub to. That's it. If you care about that other stuff that's non-wrestling. And, of course, my 1-hour episode number 2 of my job history stories and what I've done, almost all the jobs I've ever had. I did leave a couple out, which I was pissed about the other day, but pretty much most of the important jobs I've ever had, I spoke about those in some situations. It was an hour-long podcast up on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, guys. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about Vince McMahon, the XFL, the MMA company? I think he should go with an MMA company, but seems like they're going with football, but NFL has never been more hated than right now. Could this be collusion with Donald Trump? Was this all a big elaborate business scheme to paint the NFL this way? I don't know. Then again, look at what Hollywood does with males in movies now, and look at what Hollywood does in the Star Wars movie. Ghostbusters killed the... I'll tell you what, if you're a white male, they hate you. But if only you could have made the black guy, Finn, look like a hero, but instead you had to... well, we can't talk about it because it's spoilers. We can't talk about it. But I'm just beside myself. I'm beside myself with Hollywood right now, man. The movies are so bad. We'll talk about that over on Corrupted. And we'll have a party tonight on Christmas. It's a Christmas miracle, even if you don't believe in Christmas, even if if you celebrate Kwanzaa. We're celebrating it all tonight. We're celebrating Christmas tonight. We're celebrating Kwanzaa. We're celebrating Hanukkah. We're celebrating everything, man. We're celebrating, whatever. We're celebrating friggin' Chinese New Year. I don't know. Man. If you're, and I don't remember what the Muslim holiday is, but fuck it, we'll celebrate that too. We'll celebrate everything because we are the world, baby. It don't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what religion you are. All that matters is the content of your character and who you are as a person, and everybody can be great. It doesn't matter where you come from. But everybody can also be a cunt, too. So keep that in mind no matter where you come from. And let's celebrate tonight. Let's take our pants off and monetize this episode 141. See you tonight live at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. From all over the world, wherever you are, you can enjoy monetize this tonight. Australia, UK, Asia, Africa, South America, Mexico, Canada. I'm taking a sip of ginger ale right now. Oh, yeah. See you tonight.